why is it that we are saying that the BJP wants to change the constitution, destroy it, because it doesn't believe in it? And in this election season, when this has come out into the open, when this conspiracy has been busted, not by anybody, but by you, the people of India, we know that we, the people of India, will stand with the constitution, because it is the constitution which gives us our rights. But the RSS ideology is what we are fighting. The Congress ideology is the ideology of freedom. We fought for independence and we gained independence from the Britishers. But the RSS always has believed that some people are lesser than them. And you've seen how the Prime Minister has attacked the Muslims by calling them ghuspetias or infiltrators. And of course, after that, the video has been removed from his channel. Why? Only he can answer. But the RSS has been against the Dalits, the Adivasis, the BCs, the poor in the general category as well. And if I take you back slightly, I could remind you of the time when RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat in 2015 said that that reservation needed to be reviewed and its need and time limit needed to be reviewed. This is about reservation, which the constitution gives to the people of its country, a country which was really poor in 1947. But today, look where we are. It didn't happen after 2014, no matter what Kangana Ranaut or some other people want to say. In 2017, RSS leader Manmohan Vaid, they also said that reservation should be removed. In 2018, BJP MP CP Thakur opposed Dalit reservation. So they are against Dalits as well. They're against Adivasis. That's why they've started calling them Vanvasis. They're against poor. In 2021, former Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Jairam Thakur had said that it was time for ending caste-based reservation. And now, when we look at what is happening presently, it is not surprising. Prime Minister Modi kept saying 400 par, but you really made him bite the dust on 400 par. And 400 par has bitten the dust, because 400 will help them change the constitution. They don't have it. They keep saying that we've been there for 10 years, we haven't changed the constitution, we don't want to change the constitution. The Prime Minister says that even if Dr. Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar were to come, he wouldn't be able to do it. Well, what nobody else can do, Modi ji wants to prove that he can do. But he can only do it through conspiracy and bullying. But this 400 par is no longer there to be heard. But if you look at all the leaders who've been talking about it during these elections, the first one is Anand Kumar Hegde, 6-time MP of the BJP from Karnataka and also a former cabinet minister. Arun Govil, Lok Sabha candidate from Meerut. Lalu Singh, BJP MP from Faizabad. Jyoti Mirda, candidate of BJP for Lok Sabha, Nagaur. Now, if I talk about the fact that these people have been talking about changing the constitution, it should remain very, very focused here, because the BJP's ideology is that of the RSS. The philosophy, the history, the actions that they have shown the world shows that they are against our constitution. And if I take you back in time, I could talk about their Sar Sangchalaks, the RSS chiefs. That's where they've sprung from. Sardar Patel, of course, had banned RSS, and he had told them that they couldn't participate in politics. So they became a cultural organization, and that's what they talk about. But let me talk about Savarkar, Edgewar, Golwalkar, who were their major leaders. But and these people have written books. RSS was formed in 1925. The constitution came into force in 1950. But between this, there were 25 years when these people were writing books. But not once did they say anything about reservation, about the rights that we have, the equality that the constitution gives us, the right to freedom of speech and expression, the right to vote, and the various rights that the constitution has given, including the right to protest. Let me talk about Manusmriti a little, because they wanted to get Manusmriti as their constitution and not the constitution that we have. And here I will quote what Savarkar believed Manusmriti was. Quote, the scripture that is most worshipable after the Vedas, unquote. Another quote, the basis of the spiritual and divine march of the nation, unquote, should be the Manusmriti according to him. Golwalkar called Manu, I quote, the first, greatest and the wisest lawgiver of mankind, unquote. So the RSS wanted to form India, for the Indian constitution to have its basis in the Manusmriti, because that's what they believe in. And Dr. Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar had burnt a copy of the Manusmriti in 1927. So Ambedkar ji was opposed to the Manusmriti. That's very, very clear. But if I come a little ahead, then let me talk about 1947, when we got independence. In 1949, the Constituent Assembly on 26th November adopted the Constitution of India after much deliberation. And on 30th of November 1949, the organizer had an article in it. It is the mouthpiece of the RSS. And they had mentioned that it was not acceptable to them. It was against the Manusmriti. It was foreign for them, Videshi hai. And let me read out what organizer wrote in its on 30th November 1949. Quote, Manu's laws were written long before Lycurgus of Sparta or Solon of Persia, but to our constitutional pundits that means nothing. So this is where the RSS stood as far as the constitution not having its basis on Manusmriti is concerned. They called it foreign. They didn't accept it. If I come a little ahead in time and talk about what the RSS did on 1st January 1993, they presented a white paper, the RSS, and called the constitution anti-Hindu and said that they wanted to change it. And I quote what the white paper said. We will have to think afresh about our economic policy, judicial and administrative structure only after nullifying the present constitution. The BJP and the RSS has never distanced itself from this white paper. A few days later, in January 1993 itself, the second in the hierarchy of the RSS, Rajendra Singh ji, wrote in the Indian Express, and what did he write? He wrote that a new constitution would be adopted in this country in the future. And BJP president at that time was Dr. Murli Manohar Joshi, who after 10 days made a statement saying that the constitution needed to be re-looked at and reconsidered. And this was taken forward when the Atal Bihari Vajpayee government was formed at the center. In 2000, they tried very hard, but Dr. R.K. Narayanan was the president at that time, and what he said in parliament, and I quote, "Let us examine if the constitution has failed us or we have failed our constitution," unquote. Thankfully, the diplomat who became the president of India, rejected this idea. But Atal Bihari Vajpayee, of course, was moving on the RSS agenda, and he sought to change the constitution, and therefore the BJP RSS tried it to whatever extent they could. And he announced the formation of the National Commission to review the working of the Constitution on 22nd February 2000. The JMNR Venkatachalaya Commission, which submitted its report in 2002. But of course, the President of India, Dr. K.R. Narayanan, refused to accept it, and he said that as long as he was the president, he wouldn't accept any such thing which spoke against the constitution. So it was presented, it was accepted by Arun Jaitley, who's no more. Now, why is it that the BJP RSS wants to change the constitution? Of course, we know that they don't consider everybody equal. They consider some people equal, some people lesser, right? That is one reason. The second reason is constitution gives us the rights that they can't dream about. They can't think that everybody has rights and the fundamental rights that we have. They want to take those away from us. They want to take away reservation from us. The third thing is that the Constitution of India protects everyone's rights, and the most important right, the right to vote. So whether you come from a scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, you're coming from an OBC background, or any kind of background, any caste, any gender, whether you're poor, rich, any community, any gender, like I said, any creed, you have the right to vote. Most importantly, they want to do away with the right to freedom of speech and expression. And you've seen how people have been put in jail for speaking against them. And of course, the right to protest. All those people who have been protesting all through these years and nobody listens to them. Why? Because they don't want you to have that right to protest. However, when we talk about today, the Prime Minister, RSS chief, who has said this many times, that the constitution needs to be looked into, should be changed, he is now defending himself, and he's on the defensive, along with Prime Minister Modi, who says the constitution, they don't want to change the constitution. Even Amit Shah is saying that. But somebody who believes in Manusmriti would obviously not agree with the Constitution of India, which is totally opposed to the idea of enslaving people or considering people lesser or not giving them equal rights. Forget the right to vote, which can help you decide for yourself what kind of government you want. The government just wants to be the government, an all-powerful government, and these are the people who supported the Britishers. So how will they accept those who can oppose them, who can question them? They don't want to be questioned. And you can find all the details that I've given you online. You can check it. You can check the organizer copy. You can check for the white paper. You can check for the Justice Venkatachalaya Commission, what the BJP leaders said, like Murli Manohar Joshi or Rajendra Singh of the RSS or Bhagwatji or any one of them. Now, the fact is that we are protecting ourselves when we talk about protecting the Constitution, because reservation also comes from the Constitution. And by changing the Constitution, they want to do away with reservation completely. If you actually look at it, reservation is already being done away with, because when you have contractual jobs, you don't have permanent jobs, so you're not a government servant. So you're there for a little time and then you're thrown out, or the term gets completed. But the Congress party in its manifesto has said that we will do away with the contractual system of giving jobs. In the last 10 years, only 7 lakh government jobs have been filled. 7 lakhs. 30 lakh government jobs are lying vacant. These will be filled up by the Congress in 1 calendar year. If you don't have your PSUs, your banks, all banks are nationalized, all your ports, all airports, everything is sold away, all your PSUs are privatized, then obviously you will have no government jobs. You have an Agniveer Yojana where you have no reservation at any stage, and the original system of the army will be brought back when the Congress comes into power. That has already been said. But today, when we talk about our PSUs, our space program, our nuclear program, everywhere people are employed and they're government servants. So if we want to protect our reservation, because that is where you get your reservation from, we have to protect the Constitution. To protect the Constitution, we have to ensure that the BJP is voted out and the Congress party is voted in. The Congress party's manifesto clearly says that you will be given your rights, the Constitution will be protected, the jobs that are yours, that should have been given to you, will be given to you. Contractual jobs will be done away with. Even the Safai Karmcharis who have this problem of their families not being looked after if in case something happens to them even while they're on duty, that in that case also 30 lakh rupees insurance will be provided to the family in case of such a mishap. All these points of our manifesto have come from you, from the people of India. So we, the people of India, have to get together to save our constitution and make sure that you go out to vote and you vote for the Congress. If there is an India Alliance candidate, vote for the India Alliance candidate. But don't vote for the BJP. Share this video as much as you can so that people know what we are talking about, what the government is trying to do. Thank you and see you again.